Welcome back to our final game of the night here at the CCS season 8. Opening night's been a thriller as number 1 and number 5 Akron, Indiana went to war earlier. Akron won it in game 5. You're just now tuning us in here. And number 21 A&M upset number 8 Syracuse to open the season, and over in 3. And we're waiting on Cosby to finish with a 6-man series. But Jonas, it's been 10 months since we've done a broadcast together. It's been about 8 months since you've done a CCS broadcast, and it's been a long time. It's been nice to have you back, and I know a lot of people have asked about you, where you've been, and they're glad to have you back. It's going to be a fun season. Now we're back in the booth together for another season here at CCS, with you having more availability finally and being able to work together again, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm excited to see how this season goes, but it sure is damn well to be back here.
No, yeah, it's a pleasure to be back. I really am happy to get back into it, and I have just been insanely busy. And it's been a lot as of late. For those of you who don't know, I moved down to California from Oregon and Washington to pursue a broadcasting career. I do a bunch of sports broadcasting now, and that's been a ton of fun. It does eat up a ton of my time, but I love doing it. So that is why I have been away for so long, moving and getting kind of kickstarted into these new roles. And yeah.
Yeah, it looks like your camera's doing a little bit of some magic here.
It's dark.
It is a little bit dark, but nonetheless, I mean, I know a lot of people, have really asked where you've been, and it's been a lot of fun to have you back. I think it's been a pretty good night here so far, and I know this is our last game tonight. I wanted to do Wisconsin Marquette, but we both have a dinner priority to take care of after this series is over. I'm just going to be quite frank, but we'll be back tomorrow for another broadcast together, it sounds like, but the rest of the week will be TBD on that. But nonetheless, very excited to be back. It's been a fun night to be together again. It's been, again, 10 months since we've called a game, and tonight's been a ton of fun. I'm excited.
No, yeah, it's always good to be here on opening night and getting to see how these teams are developing going forward and going into this season. Of course, we already saw Akron and Indiana go toe to toe. Indiana, a lot of good signs. Obviously, the reigning champs, expecting them to be very dangerous again. Texas A&M, they really surprised us. They had themselves a great series versus Syracuse. A nice upset there, 21-8. Now this is going to be another that's going to be really fun to see. Maryland, we both kind of said they could very well be a natty contender.
I mean, again, Cozy P in Game 7 overtime in last season's Elite 8, and the regional final bricked and open at to send Akron home at top 8. So, again, they got a chip on their shoulder. Cozy P's already said they're going to win it all this season. I can get behind it. I think Maryland is a contender, not a pretender. And I think, Maryland has what it takes. Hexie is a heck of a ball player. We've seen what he can do in the past here at CCS. Now you add on Cozy P this year, who's just a sophomore, by the way. So he's going to have, a couple of years here at Maryland together with Hexie being a junior. And I believe Turtle is also a junior alongside Hexie. Still have one more year together next year for CCS 2026. More news to come in April. But anywho, nonetheless, it's going to be a lot of fun this season. I think Maryland has what it takes to win a national title. But the question is, Akron always takes a step up in the tournament. Can anyone hang with them? I think the only team in the country that can right now is Maryland, Indiana, and Florida.
I mean, we've said it before, and Akron has really seemed to kind of beat everyone that's been thrown at him. But all great things come to an end. Season 8 might be the season. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, Akron's won 4 straight national titles. They've won season 4, 5, 6, and 7. And it was fun back in the beginning when we had, Colorado and Oregon. That was one of the best national championship games we've ever had in CCS. If you remember that, Coles Run, that was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then you had the Kansas-San Diego State game in season 2. That was fun. Season 4, I believe, was that Akron-Drexel series. That was pretty entertaining. But I think Colorado and Oregon was a lot of fun. Akron destroyed San Diego State in season 6. That was not close at all. And then last season was entertaining. Akron and the Maryland game was fun, and the Elite 8. But I think last season's championship game, it was Akron and Ball State, and Akron manhandled them. So it feels like to me Akron just kind of gets on a stepping stool that's a little bit too high. But The only team I've ever seen play Akron close in the last couple seasons is Maryland. So I'm excited to see Maryland and Akron go to war in the tournament. Hopefully, we get a rematch this season. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's always a thing that, I mean, we say it it's seemingly a thing every season that just tournament Akron is just different. I mean, we've seen them we've seen them slip in non-conference play a little bit, but when it comes to the tournament, when it comes to single elimination, they seem unstoppable. And Maryland, we'll see if they have if they have the job to get it done. I mean, I want to see what can happen. It's going to be a lot of fun to see how they play things out. And Louisiana, they're a team that I want to see go far as well. We've seen this team have a lot of strong seasons. They can always put up a great fight versus seemingly so many teams. And this match, them going toe to toe, it's a great non-conference game.
Well, friends, about to put a French beside here is Drew and Hexy, longtime teammates, about to go head to head in CCS here in Season 8. I'll give you the first pick, Jonas. Who wins and in how many games?
I think we're gonna see. You know, we saw Lost as soon as we joined in the lobby. He said that I was one of his top goats. I think him and Louisiana are gonna get swept.
Dang, the whole 360's crazy. I thought you were about to say Louisiana's gonna win, but then you're like, they're gonna get swept. That's classic Jonas, man.
My heart says something, my brain says something else. I'm sorry, Lost. I'm sorry, Raging Cajuns. I think the Terps are a menace. I think they're going to come in fiery this season, and I think this is going to be the first depiction of it.
I think Maryland wins in 4.
That's also fair. I thought about saying that, and I didn't. And it looks like Lost his ping. He did join, and his ping was about 200. So we might. Do we need a server reset here?
I think it's just Lost has this happen every now and then. And I'm not sure it's a server at this point.
It very well could just be him. Everyone else looked absolutely fine.
I'm good on my end. I think you're good too. So,
I'm good as well.
I think it's just lost internet.
Is he? He's sitting at 184.
Might need a reset here.
Oh my goodness.
He's struggling.
Yeah, everyone else was completely normal. Lost joins onto the field, immediately spikes 180 to 250. That is absurd.
Classic Lost.
I mean, you know, it happens sometimes. It happens. We've had technical difficulties ourselves already tonight. It sometimes Rocket League's weird. Sometimes tech is just weird. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go to a break. Okay, after a game that was almost canceled, we are now good to go back down to the field, and it looks like the players are ready to go. We got a match after all.
Yeah, we got a little worried as soon as those connection issues popped up because it looked like it might just be postponed. And Lost says his ping is fine, but he's losing packets. Are we gonna play? I
I
don't
think we're
know.
running it. I'm not too sure. We're still waiting on word here from Lost, but
I mean, yeah, we got the rest of the Terps back in, and if we get the go ahead from Lost, then we're all good to go. Can we put some Commissioner Nation?
okay. Let's try a new server.
Okay.
All right, everybody out. We're gonna try new server. We're trying to get it started.
I will say I did like Lost Solution, which was to
It's just a
just
little
play
inconvenient,
as
though.
far as he could until full disconnect, and then just if it happened, then they would just play. If it DC, just play a different day, but keep the series score.
I mean, it's a little inconvenient, but
I think
we'll see.
we can get it set.
Well, it's just more so the purpose of, like, You're busy the rest of the week. I'm cooked 2 nights this week, so the problem is getting the second half broadcasted if it doesn't happen tonight. But we'll see how this series goes.
Get one game of a best of 5 and then leave it on a cliffhanger.
Right.
Well, yeah, I suppose we'll just get everyone back in, and I guess the first thing that's gonna happen is Lost is gonna jump onto the field, and then I guess we just go from there. Everyone else seems completely fine.
Looks like everybody else is fine. Looks like Lost is just struggling a little bit. At least his ping is fine. The packet loss, as long as it's not like consistent, he should be fine. But we'll see.
Yeah, it does beg the question. I feel like if it was enough to bring it up immediately and not go, it's probably pretty consistent. So we'll see what happens. Oh God, I love opening night. It's
Right.
just this is this is, I feel like
This is fitting.
this sums it up. Yeah, it's so fitting.
Nothing can ever go right in Nation and Jonas Lane. On CCS, on Nation and Jonas Lane, nothing can ever go 100% right. There's always got to be some sort of twist or turn.
I think it's me, Nation.
No, definitely not.
No, it's well-known lore that I just have the worst luck, and I think now that I'm back, I just brought it into the tech issues.
No, we're just messing with you guys. The series is playing on another field right now. We're just not streaming. We're watching on our B-roll cam. It's 2-0 Maryland right now.
And Maryland has completed the sweep. Yeah, we'll I mean we need Louisiana to get back in here. I do agree with Hexy in chat though.
It might be cooked.
I mean, even if the match does get played, there's some level that has been cooked. Okay, Lost. Okay, we got the Rage Cajuns.
40 ping?
Wait, 40. Wait.
He was at 48 there for a minute.
Is he losing packets? Has he kept track of his packets?
Oh, good so far. All right. Let's roll. We're good to run. We got the green light. It looks like.
I think Lost would prefer precautions, like having the ability to pause. But I think we'll save that for if we cross that bridge. We're underway after the delay. It's Maryland. It's Louisiana. We're finally ready to go.
And these friends are ready to put their friendship aside. Maryland, number 2 in the country. Number 16, Louisiana drew against Hexy. It's lost on an opener, 1-0.
And he seems all good. I would say so. I mean, Zero with a great bit of control gets the wall dash, sends it over, and he sends that one right over top Hexy. 83 to the back, to the top shelf.
He's probably going to clip that and send it to Hexy after this and say, on your dome, my friend. But 9 seconds into game 1, and it's already 1-0, favoring the Raging Cajuns of Louisiana.
And we'll see if they can keep it up. Ultimately, maybe it was just all strategy, Nation. Maybe they just wanted to get the Terps a little bit colder, and it's just working out perfectly.
Well, they saw Cozy P was in a 6-man series, and they're like, okay, like, hold on, we gotta ice Cozy P real quick. And now they're 18-minute delay. We finally are underway, and the Raging Cajuns lead by 1. As again, we've also kind of seen Maryland struggle at the beginning of this season as well. So again, they're kind of like, remind me of Akron, a little bit of early season woes, but things get better as the season goes on. But you got to be ready to come with it here if you're Maryland, because again, Maryland plays Arizona tomorrow. That's another top team in the league, and it's going to be another very good battle tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, Maryland's going to be tested all season long, of course. Having Louisiana and Arizona in non-conference play, and then of course the Big Ten, arguably one of the most difficult conferences this season. I mean, they have been really most seasons, but especially this season, they're going to be such a dangerous conference all around. As Hexy, nice touch out to Turtle, who puts it beautifully top right, and we're equal.
And we are equal at 1-1. as the Big Ten has a lot of teams ranked. I'm in the process of counting. Is again, there's just so many good teams in the Big Ten. I mean, there's 7 teams in the Big Ten that are ranked at the moment. So, at the most in the country, the Big Ten is by far the best league in the country right now. But again, this is a top 15 battle, and Louisiana's very, very good. Drew's mechanically disgusting. So, this is going to be entertaining.
And so is Cozy P. As that was a close look off the bar. Delusion far side. Juro was there. Turtle intercepting well. As we are starting to see the Raging Cajuns find a little bit of momentum moving forward. The Terrapins are staying very safe on defense, and you gotta wonder if maybe just a bump is gonna come through eventually. Juro low boost, can't go much with Hexy already up. Uses all of his boost to get it back out of the midfield. Lost there, only has 1 touch behind him. It seems like boost control very well could play a huge part in this matchup.
Technically, Maryland could have called this series done. The 15-minute Louisiana wasn't ready. But these Freds all were checked, so there's no way in heck they weren't going to let this match happen this week. So 2.5 minutes on the clock, still to play. Goes to be an integral bump, saves its own goal, but Turtle gets the finish.
I haven't seen Cozy too much in CCS. In fact, this is the first time I've actually seen him, and I don't know why, but that just seems par for the course.
Absolutely. Every time I load up YouTube and watch him shorts before I go to bed, one of the first videos I see is a Cozy P short that he just scores a mechanical masterclass in 1v1. So it's fitting. But he goes for the usual bump, gets the bump, but falls off the post and saves his own shot. And now the finish was there in time as Maryland lead 2-1 after a quick 1-0 hole earlier on.
And they're just going to look to keep moving themselves forward as Hexy gets a good beat and might have a read here. Lost up for it. Misses, and so does Turtle. Hexy tries to turn it around. All 3 of the Raging Cajuns there, and a big opportunity missed from Turtle.
Still 2-1, 1:47 left to go. Maryland wants 3. It's no good. Turtle turned wide by Juro. And the 1 goal still just for loss here in the meantime for Louisiana.
Oh no, and the chain bumps. I'm telling you, Nation, this series is nothing but pure content. Lost bumps Juro, and immediately Hexy takes out Loss and clears the path for Cozy, who's just gonna roll that one forward. Minute 33 left, in Maryland 3 in a row.
I mean, you look at Indiana earlier, you see Maryland here now. Illinois is a roster change. Purdue is still the same as they've been for a while. And the Big Ten, how it shapes up. I mean, are we kind of looking into the future with a Maryland-Indiana Big Ten final?
I mean, I don't think that would be too surprising at all. Again, Maryland currently ranked number 2, Indiana ranked number 5. They might even move up against after they had a great series versus Akron, and that wouldn't be too far out of the possibility. But Louisiana want to try and make sure that they're bringing some spotlight to themselves, as again the loss just booms it all the way past, and Cozy no boost to work with.
1:02 to go, 62 seconds. Maryland lead by 1 now after Loss finds himself his second of the night here, as he finds himself an open clear and onto goal 2, looking for 3 and a hat trick. It's no good. Cozy P on the stop.
Juro, good take, wants the 50. Delusion, well positioned to deal at the midfield. Cozy approaching, force him to go up. Turtle rolls it forward, couldn't quite place it on target. Think Juro would have been back regardless. Lost trying to give it back up to him. Cozy, another nice infiltration. Delusion fires Hexy there to save it away from the top corner. Had to be aware of Juro's bump, and again, you're expecting the physicality to kind of pick up from both sides, as it's not too uncommon to see that from either team, but ultimately that it's gonna just add a little bit of salt in the wound, as again Louisiana forced their way through, and Lost has himself the Hattie.
And a Lost hat trick with 19 seconds to go, and I'm not too sure Maryland and Louisiana have ever played in any official CRL match. They've never played in CCS, and this could be the very first meeting, and I know Hexy and Juro and Lost are going to hold this win over whoever wins for the longest time, as Louisiana find that forward.
Oh, and Lost is gonna love that one. You can see it on the replay. Hexy couldn't make a touch happen. Jiro weaved his way through. Hexy had a touch and goes right by, and Lost just pokes in number 4. He's 4 of 6, leading the Raging Cajuns.
Maryland a chance here, no bump there. Lost is in trouble. The drop down, the finish is good. Turtle able to tie us 4, all 5 to go.
What is this game, Nate? What is absolutely happening? Lost in his own backboard, can't read the double, and Turtle just taps it, and Hexy saying, good pass, Unk. Oh my goodness, 5 seconds, 4-4. Game 1 OT on the horizon. Delusion trying to take it all the way back the other way, gets it over one. Hexy off the backboard as it will be dropped down front. Overtime.
Game 1 overtime here in the opener of the series, our final series night. We're just now watching at home after what's been a super fun night. But Maryland and Louisiana, our nightcap here is number 2 Maryland. Could be in some trouble here in a couple minutes.
They very well could be. Juro for this one, a little bit of an awkward ground double, ends up putting it around Delusion. Now Gerald just lifted towards the corner, looking for one more. Hexy, dangerous 50 middle. Lost is there. Hexy sticking on it like glue. Lost making sure he has no more. Cozy off the backboard looking for Turtle, finds him. Good shot towards the right side, but missed wide. Now Juro finds himself one off the wall. Lost lurking upfield. Can Juro deliver it to him? Cozy over Bolt makes the save.
Back at the end, overtime, hold on. Lost for 5, no good. Hexy off the save. Now a drop down from Turtle, almost pulling a Lost there, setting up his defense in no man's land. But Maryland will make the save. Flip reset for Juro, carries it to Lost, as Maryland pick up yet another save there from Hexy. 1 minute down in the extra period.
And we are seeing Maryland look a little bit awkward on defense. That's a great demo from Delusion. Trying to capitalize is the rest of the Raging Cajun. Hexy with a good stop. He gets bumped. Delusion crashing. Has to put it up high with low boost. Cozy P will make another clear out. Juro circulating. Gets a good 50. Hexy outpaces towards the corner. Cozy misses the boost. Hexy might have a shot look, but Lost staying present in net. Juro extends it back out to the midfield.
Those of you watching at home, Delusion is Jackson. He rebranded. Lost jokingly has said that's the worst rebrand he's ever seen. That's a minute 45 on the clock so far here in the extra period. Still both teams tied at 4 with 2 minutes on the clock.
I'm trying to think if I like the rebrand. Delusion might be a little bit too on the nose, you know.
Yeah, maybe a little delulu.
might be a slightly delusional to think that was a good rebrand. Anyways, 4-4, 2:15 into overtime.
It's all love, by the way, when you're watching this.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, come on, you got to know that all these. This is just a game of jabs, and it's just gonna happen so commonly. As Turtle might have the game winner, flicks it top left, and Maryland will take it. 2.5 minutes of overtime, and it's the Terps who claim game 1.
2:31. It's a winner for Maryland after a thrilling start to the series, I'd say. 7.5 minute, 9-goal game. I mean, what better way to start this series with Lost with the hat trick and these friends go into battle. That was a pretty good game. Turtle and Lost both have 4 goals each.
I mean, this is one of those series that you would just very much expect to go this way. I mean, with how these guys know each other, with how they've played in the past, with the histories they've shown, would very much expect the series to be high scoring, a lot of kind of weird random mistakes, but ultimately it stays very narrow, and you still know that there's going to be bragging rights on the line.
Oh, they're never going to hear the end of it after this is over. Whoever loses is not going to hear the end of it for a long time, that's for sure.
At least until perhaps the until the national tournament where they might face off again, and we'll have to see. Would love to see that potential rematch in the future. As already a couple misses to kick off game 2. Turtle low boost. Hexy up. Will make a touch into the corner as Lost will leave this one for Juro. Cozy trying to take it away. Now Turtle all the way across, searching for Hexy. Lost will end up kind of giving it to him. Now Juro will have the clear, sends it straight up into the ceiling, and Delusion will carry to the opposing corner.
And Hexy's one of my best friends, and we talk a lot. And he's asked me for several seasons, Nation, when can we play Lost? I want to play Lost and Juro. Like, when can we play Juro and Lost? So many times. I finally decided to honor that request, and imagine this series in the tournament. How much fun would that be?
I mean, it's already been so much. We're only one game in, and it's already been so much fun. And this is just in non-conference play with so much on the line in the tournament. It would be the definition of cinema. It'd be incredible.
It would be peak comedy, that's for sure. It's 110 though, off the mark so far here in game 2, and both teams tied at 0. No early goals this time around, but again, I think the longer this series goes, I think the tougher it's going to get to score.
I was going to think the more deranged it's going to get. I think the more crazy it's going to get between these two. I think we're just going to see both teams kind of resort to more bumping, more pre-jumping. I think everyone's going to get a little crazy as Juro tried to shut this one down, but Cozy does make a great save. I mean, I do think the offense very well might take a hit as we do see Cozy with a good beat into the back wall. Juro, good clear. Delusion will pick up the net open momentarily. Lost tries to get over to Juro. Good catch. Does he have the dribble? And 50. It's going to be held on too well by Turtle.
2:57 on the clock in regulation. Hexy up to the left wall. And again, we've always talked about Hexy having to play hero ball to save this Maryland roster out of past situations. But I don't think he has to play hero ball anymore to be effective in a series. And now they add on Cozy P and alongside Turtle in the front court here, and I think this offense is just getting so much better than what we are used to out of Maryland. And now they were a stepping stone away last season from playing in the national championship game, and now this season they've got high hopes.
They definitely do, and I for one, am so excited to see what they're going to be able to do. I mean, really all season long. I mean, in every stage of the way, non-conference play, conference play, hopefully in the tournament, expecting to see them have a great road, and it's going to be always a ton of fun to see how they really develop as things progress here in Season 8.
Hexy waiting, fires. It's no good, or rebound. It's going to be no good. It's all Delusion off the save, and it's 2 shots to no avail for Hexy. There's a third chance.
It's a nice pass right back, and beautiful pass delivered by Cozy as took his time and took things to the ground. Saw Hexy middle, snuck it around Juro, and Hexy does the rest, threading the needle. And it looked like that might have been pinched as well, as the final speed was 91 miles an hour.
Dang. Well, it looks like the third time is a charm there for Hexy. His first 2 were turned away by Delusion, but he put that third one away for good cause. And now here in game 2, I mean, it's still anyone's to win. Still a 1-goal ball game. We saw Lost go for 4 in game 1. Can he find one here? It's going to be turned away. It's Turtle off the clear and save there for the Terps, but there's still a long way to go ahead of us here.
Yeah, but a good demo in the backfield from Cozy. Gives Hexy a lot of space to work. Delusion trying to rip it away. Hexy gets it over him. Juro, good controlling touch to the corner. Looking to escape, got past one as Turtle and Hexy will both be back to turn it away. Another good challenge from Delusion. We're seeing Louisiana doing well to minimize the pressure, but ultimately cannot break through. And another great save out of Cozy. He's got 4 this game.
Hexy, big time save there. A shot from Juro, now back Delusion down to Lost around 2 1-on-1. Hexy over his dome, buddy. 1-1.
Yeah, and it looked like there was a little bit of clash in Terps here, as I believe Cozy collided with Turtle as his challenge was no good, and it kind of left Hexy just stranded on the goal line, and Lost more than happy to pick up that equalizer.
Lost owns Hexy tonight. That's like the 3rd goal on his dome in this series.
Yeah, Lost is going to keep that clip for sure. There's still lots of time for Hexy to try and get it back, but now Maryland leave Juro open towards the net. Hexy will get back in time. Cozy has the clear out. 30 seconds left in regulation. Another overtime could be looming.
Absolutely, and that just might be how these two teams go to battle. It's always going to require overtime, and I did say Maryland in 4, so I wouldn't be too displeasured if Louisiana find a way to win a game here.
I'm sticking to my guns.
I respect it, but I think we're going to go to 4 after watching this, though.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Maybe a look here late for the Terps. Turtle does keep it alive, trying to find something to the midfield. He does. Anyone there? Hexy fires lost, makes the save. Delusion tries to get it middle, but Juro eliminated Turtle. Back to Cozy. He booms it across. Don't think that was the intention. Now Lost sends it down the other side. Turtle does still keep it alive, trying to go over. Juro can't do so, dropping middle. Cozy looking for Hexy. He finds him. Backboard. Double. Good.
Wow. What a call, brother. 2-1 the final. And it's Hexy off the double. I'm not too sure why Lost let that ball stay alive any longer than it should have.
Yeah, Lost may have won the battle mid-game, but Hexy looks like he is winning the war. Maryland up 2-0. They're eyeing down the sweep.
That was kind of pretty. I can't lie. That was...
Kinda.
They kept the ball alive for a good bit of time.
No, that was incredible. I mean, Louisiana, they played along with it. You could tell they wanted the 0-second goal as well. But Maryland, they just had the boost control. They had the offensive aggression when it started, and they were just able to transition nicely. And Hexy, a nice double to put it away.
I mean, that's Hexy for you. He gets the job done in clutch moments, and it always feels like when Maryland needs somebody to go big, Hexy goes big. And now you add on a threat with Cozy P again this semester. I mean, the sky's the limit for this team. And, as long as their opponent is not Akron, I feel like they can beat anybody. And they could beat Akron.
I was gonna say, I feel like we can't limit them too much. I'm really excited to see. I do want to see them play Akron eventually. I don't want to call a national championship appearance from both sides, but if we could see them go toe to toe, I just feel like it would be one of the most incredible games we've seen. Then again, there's still a lot of time left in the season. Of course, this just being opening night. We have the entire season still ahead of us to see how other teams develop, who's going to emerge as contenders. But Maryland, definitely want to see them be one of them, have shown a great bit of potential, and it might just be their turn.
I feel like we've gotten to watch a lot of really good Rocket League tonight. A lot of good players have really kind of made a name for themselves. And, A&M looks solid. Picked up a big win over Syracuse. Akron and Indiana both look like contenders. And now Maryland looking like a contender. Louisiana even looks like they could make a deep run.
Yeah, Louisiana's always been a team that you feel like can really put the pedal to the metal and stay with a lot of the top teams. Sometimes a couple plays just kind of don't go their way, and that can sometimes mean a game, sometimes mean a series, and in some cases can mean the season. And I feel like we usually see that more often than not, as ultimately still a very well-rounded team can really hang with the best of them. And you're seeing it right here versus Maryland. Again, two very close games in overtime, and a 0-second goal turned in by the Terps. And after about 2 minutes here in game 3, still no one able to put anything away.
I mean, last season Lost. Jackson played with, I believe it was Jacob, because Juro took an academic semester off and missed the entire season. So they have Juro back in the lineup, and the difference is tenfold.
Yeah, and they have looked exceedingly strong, and you've of course seen Juro's input already tonight in this series. Has done well offensively, defensively, ultimately really trying to limit Maryland's offense, which is not something that a lot of teams can do. As you can see, the pre-jump here forcing Cozy to go quick, but he finds the bump. Turtle finds the backboard. Can he connect with the double? No, just off target.
2.5 left to go in game 3. Maryland looking for a sweep. Still remains 0-0 though, in a pinch there. Back to Delusion. They'll break that clear back to center field. And 2-minute warning coming up here, Joe. This is game number 3. It's been a lot of back and forth, but no real offensive success so far.
Yeah, nothing being able to find its way through. Ultimately, Louisiana haven't had a ton of options. This being a big one. Cozy does get back to support Hegsy. He shuts down the follow-up from Juro, as only seen 2 shots on target so far from Louisiana this game. And on the other side, Maryland have 4, which is a little bit of a lower count than we're usually seeing. Ultimately, it's just been kind of a midfield battle. Both these teams struggling to kind of find more control, and you know, that's just kind of what happens when you have 2 great teams going head to head.
Absolutely agreed. And, you know, again, Louisiana to no disavail. It's a very good roster. And, you know, again, Maryland is going to Maryland at the end of the day. But, you know, Louisiana, look if they could go on a deep run come April. But, you know, we're still a long, long way away from the tournament. And a lot of things could still go very well. Could go very south for these 2 rosters in terms of their seed range or even qualifying for the tournaments. But again, looking at this tonight, I think both teams are going to be very high on the seed list come April.
I would very much expect so. This is why both of them were so high in the rankings already, and would expect that to kind of persist as another good clear out coming from the Terps. We are in the final minute of regulation. Still no one on the board. That might end here. No Delusion swipes it away from Turtle. Low boost. No contact. Turtle back pass to Hexy. Looking to make something happen again. It's Delusion who interrupts the play, and he's been great at helping shut down the offense of the Terps.
30 seconds left to go here. Game 3 still tied at 0. We might get overtime for a second time, what should have been 3 times in a row. But Maryland had other plans on 0 seconds. There's 20 seconds left to go still. This has been a really good defensive game. I told you earlier in game 1, the longer this goes, the harder it's going to be to get to score. And we're seeing that here.
You were right. I'll admit it. I thought it was going to kind of get more chilly as time went on. It really looks like the opposite, as both these teams seem to have really locked in, not making hardly any mistakes. And of course, you know, when no one makes any mistakes, nothing's really going to happen score-wise, as it will hit the grass here. Heading into OT. Maryland can sweep with 1 goal now.
The chance in front, lost a miss. True. Able to cover, almost heartbreaking. Game over for Louisiana there, but Maryland, no one able to pounce on an open target for a brief moment as Hexy trying to find a Turtle and feel that shot won't go. Juro off the clear. 30 seconds approaching here in the extra period, and Louisiana, if lost, is going to find his 7th goal of the night. It better be here and now.
And Hexy, that's a great beat. No one back, and Hexy carried over, lost. He can. Maryland complete the 3-0 sweep. Overtime, 0-second overtime. And you know what, Nation? I laughed when I said it, but I did not tell a lie.
You did not. And Lost might have had a lot of laughs on Hexy and scoring on his dome, but Hexy had the last laugh.
Yeah, he really did. He literally had the last laugh as he put away the game winner, the series winner.
Almost.
As Maryland with a great show. And ultimately, this was just a fun matchup all around. Louisiana did keep it very close. I mean, you're looking at 3 1-goal games. Again, 2 overtimes in 3 games and a 0-second goal. Doesn't get much closer than that. But ultimately, it felt like all these players were just having a lot of fun as well.
Absolutely. Well, again, it's been a fun night to have you back here. Unfortunately, this is the end of the broadcast. But tomorrow, we'll be starting a bit earlier, 6:30 Eastern. Probably a bit of a longer broadcast than tonight. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. But we kick off the night with number 2, Maryland, and number 14, Arizona. I think Arizona is getting a little bit of hate from the committee. A lot of low rankings I saw. I think the hate is a little bit disrespected. But I think Arizona is a good team. I think they're going to be in for a long series tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah, I think they're going to have a good test early versus Maryland. I mean, we just saw the Terps. We've seen what they can do sweeping Louisiana. Had some great showings. Again, that roster is going to be dangerous. Arizona, they're going to have their hands full, but the Terps, it's going to be a challenge for them too. We've seen the Cats be very, very scary. We've seen them make some deep runs, and I mean, it's a classic matchup between those 2 squads.
Well, it's the premier match of the Big Ten and Big 12 scheduling challenge as Arizona takes on Maryland tomorrow at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time right here. Same broadcasters, same spot. We'll see y'all tomorrow starting off at 6:30 with Arizona and Maryland.